Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase. Now it is said that what is hidden in the dark must be revealed in the light, and if you agree that there must be justice for Donaldson and that Mr. Maitland must pay for his crimes against Miss Donaldson, then drop a like on the video and of course drop a comment in the comment section. Now while it was alleged that the argument that developed between Mr. Maitland and Donaldson that led to our police confirmed death on July the 12th, it is said that it was photographs and videos of Donnelly at a carnival event. Now, the court was told by prosecutors that Mr. Maitland indicated in a statement that it was not over photos of Donnelly Donaldson, but rather of photos of his baby mother, which he claims he still had in the apartment. Now, regardless of which photographs it was, wouldn't this lead one to believe that it was this argument that led to Donnelly's death? Now, the court was also told, though there was no eyewitness and the body has still not yet been found, prosecutors said even with the absence of a body, that does not prevent them from asserting that Donnelly Donaldson was indeed dead. See that? Based on the evidence. Now it is also said that while the court could not prove motive, they said they had strong evidence, not just from friends and family members of Miss Donaldson, but the accused man has asserted that he was involved in an intimate relationship with Miss Donaldson and also another female with whom he had a child, the prosecutor added. Now, some also stated that while his baby mother's name was not used in the bail hearing, it might be because she has turned, as people have always speculated, state witness. Just like people always assume, it seems as if Mr. Maitland's own baby mother, the mother of his child, might be a state witness against him in his trial. Keep in mind, this is a bail hearing. This is not the murder trial of Noel Maitland. This is Mr. Maitland's bail hearing to see if he will be out on the streets while prosecutors prepare the murder case. There's also detail that there's a video of the accused arriving at his Chelsea Manor apartment after midnight on the morning of July 12th. At the time, he was driving his BMW motor car and a female is visible in the front passenger seat. Now, based on the evidence and based on how the prosecutors are prosecuting this case, it is clear Mr. Maitland will be found guilty for the crimes against Donnelly Donaldson. At this point, it is still a mystery as to why he has not cooperated with law enforcement, to the point where he would even tell them where the body is. We see say the crime took place and a cover-up took place. Prosecutors are saying they have enough evidence. Drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Now, if you agree that justice must be served, though, drop a like on the video. Now, on to the other stories making headlines today. Now, I hope this is a lesson to the youths. 2 days after escaping lockup in Kingston Central, Rudolph Boxer Shaw and another man were killed by security forces at a guest house in St. Andrew. I'm going to see the video footage of what took place. Now, this is an individual that stated was involved in the shooting incident that took place in Spanish Town, was then captured in Cayman, was then locked up in Jamaica, but escaped, but was later slain. I'm going to see the video as stated. They will continue reasoning. Look and listen. And there should be clear proof when it comes to crime and violence. Even when you hear say big money are spent, a long road short catch, in a lifestyle of crime and violence, it always lead to either behind the bars or having your lives taken in a deadly confrontation with members of law enforcement. Are this just the route or the roads out of criminal activity? Very few are the individuals who change them life or get rich and go into legitimate businesses. The majority of criminals, they either dead at prison or at the hands of law enforcement in the streets in confrontations like this. Now, Boxer Shaw was not the only member of the list of suspects that took place, or took part rather, in the shooting incident in Spanish Town that was captured in Cayman. However, we haven't heard any news of the other individual. Now, I'm going to see a video footage of an initiative being put on the Jamaican island to stop gambling. I'm making you go and I will contain the reason. Look and listen.
The person who has a gambling disorder is not a good client for the business, because at some point he's going to have to either go to treatment and stop gambling. He may commit a crime to get money to gamble and end up in jail. Then he won't be going to the business, or his family will just pull him. Worse, there's a correlation between persons with a gambling disorder and committing suicide. So the worst could happen. He's not a good client. The good client is John and Paul, who have disposable income of $10,000 each week. They like the environment, they like the vibes, they can afford to, they have good money and time limits, and when it's done, they go home.
Question to you, Mr. Henry. How effective has the voluntary self-exclusion program been, and could you provide some statistics for the last 3 to 5 years about the number of people who have been involved?
All right. I would say that it is fairly effective. Like I said, I have some testimonials, but I think currently we have about 52 persons enrolled in the program. We want to improve the visibility of the program. So persons know that this is available to them, and that will take some doing with negotiating and working with the gaming lounges, because the relationship that we want to create a culture of responsible gaming, and not that we are pushing people, you have to be compliant, because I think over the years, yes, they have to be compliant, but over the years, the gaming lounges, through our training, have begun to understand the importance of responsible gaming. And let me just give you, I'll go back to that, let me give you a quick example. So, the person who has a gambling disorder is not a good client for the business, because at some point, he's going to have to either go to treatment and stop gambling. He may commit a crime to get money to gamble and end up in jail. Then he won't be going to the business, or his family will just pull him. Worse, there's a correlation between persons with a gambling disorder and committing suicide. So the worst could happen. He's not a good client. The good client is John and Paul, who have disposable income of $10,000 each week. They like the environment, they like the vibes, they can afford to, they have good money and time limits, and when it's done, they go home. They're going to do that 4 times for the month for the next 10 years. That's your good client, who's not experiencing any negative consequences from gambling. So it is important, I'm saying that to say that it is important for us to get to the persons and take them out who have gambling disorders, because they're not good for the business anyway. Because at some point, they're going to stop gambling. And of course, if they're gambling and stealing money, they're affecting, it's a trickle-down effect, they're affecting the family, they're affecting the community. So it's best for us to be able to pull them out. But the self-exclusion, if you want to, I can send you a testimonial that was given by a gentleman, and how he discovered the self-exclusion. He's been in it for 3 years now, and his life has changed. And we're talking about...
This is a gambling addict?
Yes, in a very good job. But that's why I said that 1/3 of persons with gambling disorders get it resolved either through self-help or just on their own. So self-exclusion is not a treatment in and of itself. It's an adjunct to treatment. But for a lot of people it works, because what you're doing, they sign up to be removed from the gaming lounge. If they go there with their cards or whatever, ID, they can't get in. Mm-hmm. And even for that moment, because I've had clients who said, I tried to go back in and I didn't. And the shame I felt from trying, I've never gone back there again. Hmm. So it's standard worldwide. The good thing about the one that we have, and we're a small country, is that our self-exclusion is island-wide. So if you get banned from one gaming lounge in Kingston, you're banned from a gaming lounge in Montego Bay, because we're all on the same.
If you're new to the channel, remember to drop a like on the video, remember to share the video. The share icon is located in close proximity to the like icon, so you can drop a like and boss a share. The comment section open 24/7, never lock it. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there, and we can continue the reason via the comment section as stated. Now a quick recap. Noel Maitland has indeed confirmed that before Donald's passing, there was an argument between him and her at his apartment. Now, earlier on, before the bail hearing had started, people had said it was about videos and photos of Donald at Carnival. But he then stated in a statement that no, it was about pictures of his baby mother. Now, one of Jamaica's most wanted, and indeed Spanish Town's most wanted, has been slain in St. Andrew after a deadly confrontation with law enforcement. Until the reason again, live, love, and prosper, and stay tuned.